Yo, what's poppin', brother?
Drip.
Bro said, not today.
What happened? What happened? It got quiet.
Yeah, I'm trying to say,
It's a prayer
why
meeting.
are you running? Why are you running?
It's a prayer meeting.
I'm actually trying to record some shit.
Shalabu to the high, shalabu to the high.
Oh, is Heather our bank? Is Heather here to bank everything with her last name? She's the banks. Heather's here to bank everything.
Yeah, I'm money.
Heather's
It's money.
money. Heather Banks.
Money. I have
I
several
do.
names. I'm Heather Marie. Heather Marie, Heather Banks.
I'm
Like where you put your money.
Stepan Earl Horrendous the Fourth. Everybody struggled with my last name, so they nicknamed me Horrendous Bitch because my
That's
last
fucking
name is
hilarious. Oh
Horrendous,
my God.
and I'm a horrendous bitch. He's a nut. He's
Oh my
crazy. He's
God.
wild. And with 30 years without a drink or a drug, you'd never think the guy's not wasted on something. But life has
Oh
been
my
really
God.
amazing. Yeah, I have a lot of fun.
High on life. Look, them high on lifers are something else, boy.
High on energy. Yeah, I told you.
Them high on lifers is something else. I was one of those when I was like younger. I was like my energy. I'm still real high energy, but I've toned it down a lot. I had a lot of energy, just a lot of energy. You know what I mean?
Still do, and that's
A
why.
bottle of sunshine or whatnot. Yeah, but they used to at one point they were calling me Heather B because I'm Heather Banks. They're like, yo, what up, Heather B? And I'm like, wait a second. I use that. I even use that like to perform and stuff for a while. But they actually have a female rapper named Heather B. So I didn't want, and she started doing her podcasting and stuff on serious. I didn't want to be like, I'm not no cloud chaser. I'm not no coat tap writer. I gotta switch my name up because she's out here doing her thing, right? So no disrespect or anything. So I'm like, people just was calling me with that, so I went with it. So my name is actually Heather Marie Banks, and everybody tells me that reminds them of Tina Marie, if you know who Tina Marie is.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
Heather Marie, so I went with Heather Marie. But then they had a Heather Marie. They had just the one E. She's a rapper with some kind of the raunchy stuff. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I'm gonna be just do Heather Marie with two E's. I'm just gonna add an extra E on the end, and
Well,
there it
think.
is, Heather Marie.
What
Two.
about Heather MB? Mind blower. You know.
Oh, that's funny. I do. So I have different ones. I do Heather Marie with two E's. I do Heather Banks. I do Heather Marie Banks, and I do Heather M Banks. And then if you can't get any of that, you could just call me Marie with two E's.
Like I said, HMB,
You
Heather
know, yeah,
MB, mind blower.
that's yeah.
She's here to blow your mind. I do a lot of commercializing that I shared with Draven,
Okay,
and I'm grateful for I had a lot of brain damage and something changed. I rewired my brain. These
that's
neurologists are
amazing.
very overwhelmed that I'm still talking and walking. They can't believe I'm still
Welcome.
moving.
Sorry, excuse me. That was
It's
rude.
mind over matter. It's
Yeah,
definitely mind over matter. And anything that you'd like to have, you can have. It's just speak what you want, get what you want. Speak what you don't want, get what you don't want. But it's not what you want because if you want it, you like it, you can't get it. But if you'd like to have it, you can. All you got to do is speak it, believe it, receive it to achieve it. And and you
I'm
can,
just
and it's like that. It's like that. But you have to. But it's all about what you think and what you believe. And you say it's this, it's not that. You know what I mean? And it changes your whole perspective. It's the energy behind it, kind of thing.
Path looks crossed up when you don't know where you're going.
Well, mine is I have
Mhm.
a very creative mind, and I'm just trying to share it, and it's been very challenging to share it. So I'm hoping being with you guys, Draven and you all.
It'll bring it out. We definitely bring out the best in people, and we're a family here. We always step in and help out each other with different projects and different things. Like on my team is Team Sickle Cell, but we have some other people with Kazerny and them there with the blind artists. We have all different kind of. We have people that support autism here with Mimi Savage Life.
I
They
also
support
have
the
autism.
autism.
I'm just finding out.
So you
I'm
see,
shit. So
right, right. So we tapping in with other people with different. We got different stuff, and while we might not have autism, we still support that. Where we got our people that I know a lot of people that have that with their kids or with adults that have come up with
they
that.
say this is
We
my
support
sin.
the ADDers. We
They're
support
saying
that ADD
I
and
didn't know
autism is
this way.
similar.
if I don't.
We have the ADD in our household. We have some of that, and so it's there's a fine line in between that. There's some differences, and then there's some similarities, like being like being able to hyper focus, being able to like hyper tune in and stuff like that, having something that you're like ridiculously almost like ridiculously good at that certain things, and then other areas it's like the normal stuff you can't get. The normal stuff is what was is hard for the people that have ADD or if you've got autism.
That
The
shit
normal
messed
stuff
me
is
up in
like y'all are
school.
fucking weird.
I could
It's like
do I
y'all
could
fucking
do
weird.
a
We don't want
page.
that like
It took forever.
bullshit or whatever.
Well, I'm going to see. My
It was simple
sponsor's
stuff.
wife works with special ed children in Reno. They've
Oh
strongly
wow.
recommended. I'm getting ready to go see and do a psychological social evaluation. All my
That
life,
sounds fun.
apparently stemming to things in my pockets. I was never diagnosed, but my eyes will shift away when I get uncomfortable. My parents may have never known I had Asperger's, which is now they call it tier
The
one.
milder form. Right, it's a milder form of that. I had a friend that had Asperger's and he was just a regular guy, except for socially, it was kind of like socially awkward, but he was kind of like in like the band geek club. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. So he kind of fit in over there and you didn't really know that. I was like, I would have never known if he hadn't told me that. But
And
he's like, it's really weird for me socially. He doesn't like to be around a lot too many people socially. It's just kind of weird because he feels like out of place because the people they just don't vibe with his level. Now, people that are like I said, like the band geeks or the people that are doing band, he obviously had the music in common with them. And I don't want to say it like that, but it's just like that's how we would be like, we don't have to be with you guys over there. We're over here doing our own stuff. We're all day music all the time, like I was in chorus, so I was the opposite. I couldn't do the band because I was already in chorus and I wanted to sing. So they wouldn't let me do both. I was kind of pissed. But
well, I
you know what I
sang
mean?
from sixth grade to my senior year in high school. I performed in county and state. I made the state
Mm.
choir in eighth grade with Vito Mason. Only 8 of us, 50 boys, were eighth graders. I was the sight read major. You could put music in front of me, and they gave us 15 minutes, and they gave you one tone, and I would get superior ratings. But I left all that when I left home at 17 and quit. I gave up Juilliard. They were giving me a full
No, you
scholarship,
didn't. Oh
but my
my God. Are
parents
you
were
fucking kidding
abusive.
me?
No, my family, the molestation, the bullying, a lot of
Oh
things I
wow.
ignored that caused me a lot of trauma. So now the complex chronic post-traumatic stress disorder with the Asperger's is known as a double
Oh
whammy.
my God.
Today, when
Wow.
talking
Let me tell you
to
something,
people,
Stephen. I just got a message. I got a message. So this is what I think for you. I think that you should tell your story.
I
And then
am.
I think that you should but listen. I want to say God tells me things, but this is what God was telling me. You're gonna tell your story, and then I want you to reach out and contact Juilliard, and they may give you like an honorary degree.
I would love that. It was a dream. I'm almost crying
I
saying
think
this.
that you should. I think you should reach out, and when they hear your story that you had the full scholarship you wanted to go, that they will either let you come back to the school. I think that they'll either let you come back, or maybe they'll figure out some kind of like honorary degree for you, or maybe you get the opportunity to actually go back and do Juilliard. I think you need to reach out to them. That used to be a dream of mine to go to Juilliard.
They 100 because they will actually accept
Huge.
anybody who has like issues with the GPA or any scholarships like that, not being able to get those scholarships because of a traumatic childhood, and they will honor you and allow you in as long as you can
I would
prove.
love that, but I want to
Yeah,
finish.
no kidding. That's
Interrupt
true.
you
You
real
can do
quick if I can tell you this. Dennis Pritchett, I reached out to recently. He was my music teacher. I was in his class for 6 of 7 periods my senior year when I quit. He says I still like to play this victim, which hurts a lot. And then he was a trumpet major at Juilliard. He was the one getting me this scholarship. And then when I left home, though, and my parents were moving, I didn't want to go to a third high school. Even now, all these years later, he's very hurtful in the sense of, I told him the stories of what was happening at home, all the abuse and things I was enduring. And now at 59, when I reached out to him recently while his wife I work with ACA and HIPAA, he says I play the victim all the time. And that really hurts. When you're a survivor versus a victim of situations that I endured my whole childhood, even, he was
Mm-hmm.
getting me this scholarship. So I'm hoping if I approach Juilliard, I would love that. It was a dream. I love singing. It's the only thing that got me up in the morning, got me to go to school. The teacher, Miss Klickner at Apopka, she was John Anderson's music teacher, she wasn't allowed to get me in her class because she exceeded the 150 students. But when I told her I would not go back to school my sophomore year, she made me her 151st student. Said, what are they going to retire me? I'm retiring. So my story is very beautiful, but it came with a lot of trauma. And that's why.
Let me say this.
Thank
So
you.
since you have that, like I've had some traumas in my stuff. I'm not going to tell anything about any of my stuff, but I'll tell you I've had some trauma things, not necessarily that, but other things. But anyways, there is a certain spot where you, and I don't want to say it like this, your friend is probably saying that to you not to be hurtful, but they're saying that then you've been through so much, it's time for you to process this and put it behind you so that you can move on and do these great things. And that's what they mean when they say stop playing victim, they're not saying that these things didn't happen to you and they don't support you or anything like that. But what they're saying is it's time to move on from that and begin your new life. And I think that's what that person is really trying to say to you. They probably did not say it in the best form, but if it's an older guy, guys aren't going to put it as nice as a lady's going to put it. You know what I mean? I'm a lady. I'm going to put it a little nicer.
Dennis
but that's probably what he's trying to say to you.
His late 80s, he's hurting because he quit the next year. He quit teaching the next year, so he's also hurting as a result of mine.
So he hasn't healed from his wounds either. But what you should say, so what you should do is when you want to reach out with this person, say, hey, I've done the work, I've done the processing, I got the counseling, I wrote my book, whatever it is that you need to say to them like that. And now I'm moving on with the next phase of my life where I'm ready to do these things that I wasn't ready to do back then.
Of course.
And I want to reach out with you and I want to bond with you. He's going to respect that so much more when you say, hey, I did live in this for a long time. I did do these things, but now I'm in a spot where I'm moving on and I'm doing the next part of my life. I think he will support that. I think that will help him heal and you'll get a better response from him.
Before he passes, yes, he's almost 90 now. And like I said, I thank you guys.
Just let him know that you put that behind you and you're moving on to a new phase in life and that this is what I'm doing now. Like, this is my new focus. This is what I'm doing. If you bring up the past, it's just going to be like, it's more of the same. But if you say, hey, I've put this behind me and this is what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? I'm looking to get back to Juilliard, or I'm looking to get my honorary degree, or I'm looking to whatever it is, that's going to put some peace at your mind and peace at his mind. But especially before anything happens to him, if he's 90, I don't know how much time he'll have. I'm not saying his time's running out, but I mean, they get old and you never know if something happens.
I was just offering him, I work with ACA and HIPAA. His wife was in a nursing, a rehabilitation, and they were struggling with the care. And I have information I offered him where the student's the teacher, now the teacher's a student. But I was offering him information and he got very defensive, and then he deflected his pain back on me, and all I was offering him.
That's going to happen. And he may have some dementias or anything. You never know. I mean, when they get old, everyone dies and they get scared, or people try to prey on them. There's a lot of fraud that tries to happen. And then if some people are not very receptive to that. Some people don't know how to accept help either. So if they feel like you helping them makes them look less than, or like they don't have, or they're lacking, then those kind of people will not accept help. I mean, you can't help everybody, even though you want to help him. If that's something where they do that, then he may not be a person that knows how to accept help.
No, of course.
So you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, but that's all like advice I can really give you with your situation. But I'm sorry that you've gone through all those things. But I would definitely I don't know if you've got a counselor for that or not. The book is definitely going to be therapeutic for you. And then start planning out your next phase of your life. Like if you're writing this book and everything like that, put everything on the page and leave it there. And let that be the end of that. You know what I mean? And then figure out everything that robbed you, everything that you didn't get to do. Go write a list of all the things that robbed you of that you want to do. Let's say a bucket list, but start going and doing all those things. Start going and doing all those things and focus on all the things that you want to do. And then don't focus on what happened. And then just use your story to empower others. Like I said, put it on the page and then leave it there.
Of course. Thank you, Heather. That's what I'm doing. Honestly, that's what I said to Draven last night is I have a concept, and now I'm in a conception stage where I know this is it's a progression. I need to be patient with myself while I'm writing this book. It takes a lot out of me. There's a lot of trauma in my story, so each chapter takes a little bit, and then I shift the focus to the second book, and then I just moved forward. But thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And like I said, Juilliard is huge. I had some teachers that went to Juilliard. And when I was younger, that was a dream of mine. So was actually to go to Juilliard. They didn't have other schools for voice, and I did hip hop and R&B, but I was classically trained in opera. I don't know if you know my voice teacher, but my voice teacher was the legendary Marion Pretnicki. She's done the Met Opera. She's done the Opera House in Austin. She may have, I think, I want to say she did the one in Melbourne, Australia. She's been like globally, all that kind of stuff. And then like my teachers that were doing like ear training and theory and all that stuff. I can't remember any of their names, but all of them, like them had went to like Juilliard, and stuff like that. I went to North Carolina School of the Arts in North Carolina for opera my senior year. And so we performed in several operas and some like a Peter Grimes. We did a Tchaikovsky, like those kind of things. And similar to you, I did the like the scoring with the like the arias and stuff. And I was get like my first aria I got was like a 96. I'm nearly a perfect score on that, doing the opera and stuff like that. So I get you with the classical training and stuff like that. So kind of cool.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it up at 19. I walked away from all of it, so it's been 40 years. And
Yeah, but you should go back, pick up the vocals back. Why? Just because you left it before, come back and pick it up. I'm telling you, I'm the vocal person. If you needed help with vocals, if you need a vocal coaching, if you need a vocal repair, if you need a vocal production, I do all genres. I do not. The only thing I don't like is I don't like heavy metal. I don't like the pumping ace or anything like that. But any other genre, I know rock. I know EDM. I know opera. I know musical theater. I know jazz. I know blues. I'm like, obviously I do hip hop, R&B, and rap is my main genres. I do pop music. I do soul. I do Southern soul. I do Latin. I do reggae. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Jim Morrison was my idol. I do.
The Doors. Yeah.
My first solo was actually Neil Diamond, "Love on the Rocks." But
okay, I can respect that. Old school, I can respect that.
I used to mimic everyone, Heather, and I have to work on using my own voice, and that's where I'm at. I'm recognizing.
So you're stuck in the I sound like the singer land. Okay, so what you do is I'll just give you a few tips. What you do is you pick the songs that are comfortable, and I give this to all the same advice to all the people I work with. You got to go and pick the songs that your voice is comfortable singing, that you can sing like if you were just singing in the bathtub, whatever is so easy. Like you're singing, like you're just whatever you're doing. You could be on a walk, you're singing it. You could be in the shower, you're singing something that's very easy to sing. There's no strain and struggle. It's probably not going to be your favorite song. A lot of times, your favorite song, it's the one that, like, if we were to play the song, and then everybody in the crowd just starts singing along, and we're all doing the sing along. So whatever your Jim Morrison is or your Neil Diamond, that the whole crowd's going to sit there and sing, that you can do effortlessly with no strain, without messing up the words. Something that's just easy. It's just like singing in the car. Those are the songs you have to go and practice. And you want to have at least 2 or 3 songs that you want to do. Like a lot of times, like you're like, oh, this is my favorite song. You love to sing it, but it's not good for your voice. You need to do something where it's very easy and comfortable, no strain, no struggle, nothing with the voice, just the easiest thing. And a lot of times it's in your lower register. For most people, it's in the lower register. Usually the mids are the problem. Most people can either do the lows or the highs, but the mids are where people have problems and vocal blocks and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I would recommend to you. I do. I'm working with my third person now in vocal repair and vocal training and stuff like that, as far as that goes. And it works really well. I worked with Stephen Copeland on that. Stephen, tell me how your progress is going with your vocals. Copeland? Is he still here? Well, I don't know. Maybe he can't tap in right now, but Stephen Copeland, I helped him with his vocals. But he had actually had surgery on his voice. And I gave him some tips and tricks for him to use, and he used them, and now he's able to do more. He kind of does like the John B and stuff like that. I'm also working with Black Diamond with her vocals. We're doing vocal repair for herself. She's raps, but with the singing, we're doing vocal repair, and she's already gaining momentum with her vocals. So you want to get where you're comfortable singing in the range, and you do comfort. And as you get comfortable singing these different songs, it's going to let you know different things in the singing that you're good at. And you take those like either the register or the vibrato, the tone, the key, the rhythms, whatever it is that hits it with your voice, you start taking that and putting that into your music, and that's how you develop your sound.
Okay, yeah,
That's how
mine
you
was
found out, because yeah, you have to sing other people's stuff to see where you sing the easiest and where you sing the best, and where it really showcases your voice with the most minimal effort. And
well,
that is your spot that you start with. That's
okay,
your spot that you're going to start with. And then you start seeing what all you can do with your voice in that easy breezy comfort range. And that will let you know what you can be doing in these different songs to showcase your voice. Because where
okay.
you showcase your voice is not going to be the same where Neil Diamond showcases his voice at, if that makes any sense.
Well, my 3 octaves went from a baritone, tenor, alto, and then I could go into a head tone soprano. So I was really good with my 3 octaves. And then I could
That's
go
good. But is it comfortable now? Is it comfortable now? That's the
on
question.
bass, baritone, tenor, and I
Don't
can.
push the tenor. Like
I know
warm up to the tenor, but don't push that. Do your bass baritone, and
I'm
then warm up. You it's easily warm up in the tenor, but stay in that bass baritone range and find something that's in the whatever your most comfortable range is when you sing these songs. But I need you to find that.
yes,
Find
ma'am.
that and like choose like 2 to 3 songs and work with those. And then once you're really good and comfortable with that, then you can start adding more songs.
And mine's my Pink Floyd, my Kurt Cobain. You know, I love doing them.
Okay. Which Pink Floyd? Which Pink Floyd?
So you thought you might like to go to the show to feel the warm thrill of confusion that Space Cadet glow. There's a lot of thin ice. I've got a little black book with my poems in it. I've got a bag and a toothbrush and a comb. When there's a lot of Pink Floyd songs, The Wall, Wish You Were Here, a lot of those that I have to stop trying to mimic them and do like you mentioned. I've mimicked their songs for so long, sang along with the radio, that I'm hoping after 40 years of walking away from the music, I can start getting my own voice. You know, when I sang in the
Mm-hmm.
choir, right, we were singing with groups. I sang with the barbershop quartet, the magical group. As a soloist, I always got nervous and could not perform solos.
I
And
know
I'm
why.
that courage back.
So I know I'm going to tell you why. If you and I just that stage fright is something else I coach people with, because like I said, I'm a vocal person, I'm a vocal producer, vocal coach, vocal repair, all that. So, anyways, with the stage fright, if you can't sing, if that's not a song that you can walk and chew gum and sing all at the same time, like something that's like I said, something that you could sing. You could get up if you walked on the city bus and the song came on and you just started singing it like it was nothing because you're just having fun. Those are the songs that we need, but in your range, the easy breezy songs. But then you have, like I said, you don't want to sing it like if you've been trying to take your voice and then you match it to them. Stop doing that. Sing the song and then think to yourself, if I had a live band to play the song, how would I pause here? Would I take a little more liberty at there? Would I do a little more talking in the middle? Think of it like that.
Okay.
And with the stage fright, if you haven't practiced it enough where you know it like the back of your hand where it's just effortless, you're gonna have stage fright because you're not properly prepared. You have to rehearse those songs, even if you can only perform a 2 or 3 song set. Okay, you always want to have more than one song. So the bare minimum is usually like a 3 song set, even if it's covers. You want to have those 3 songs that you can sing, that you've rehearsed, and it's effortless. If you have not rehearsed it and it's effortless and it's super easy to sing, if it's a strain on your vocals, if you're going to forget the lyrics at one point or any of that, you don't need any of those songs. You need the songs that you can go up there and no matter what, you know the lyrics in and out, like period. The whole song, and it's easy, and you're flowing through one. Boom, 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 boom. If you don't know them songs like the back of your hand, you should not be performing them, and that's why you're going to have stage fright. You got to
What are the new
rehearse, rehearse,
devices?
rehearse.
What are the new devices they're putting in their ears now? Because the unique thing about my singing that most people don't know, I'm actually tone deaf. I feel it from my abdomen up through my chest. My music teacher, Mr. Pritchett, said it was just amazing that I was tone deaf and could sing the way I sang.
I know. It's okay. So for you, it's muscle memory. So you have to. So that's exactly what I said. You have
But
to repeat and repeat. You have to do a lot of rehearsing.
I know that a lot of performance I see them performing because when we had the feedback, that didn't affect me as much. Mr. Pritchett loved that I sang so loud he had to turn my mic down.
That's funny.
So again, thank you, Heather. Yeah, I know that Draven is helping me, texting, let me know I need to listen. So
Yeah, so just like I said, you got to rehearse. So find those 3 songs that are easy for you in your range and sing them till you're blue in the face, until you feel like you almost can't sing them anymore. And then you're ready to perform those songs. And then since you know the song so well, you'll start to see what your voice were. Like I said, in those songs, you'll see where your voice shines in those songs. Whether it's like a crescendo, or whether you're speaking like in a speaking tone. Because if you're doing like Floyd's The Wall, I listened to that first on vinyl. I stole my dad's Pink Floyd albums, and we had my mom's record player, and I put that on there to listen to that. I listened to them, some Aerosmith, and the Beatles on the record. And I from the library I borrowed a Jim Morrison, The Doors, the Doors.
yeah, 5 to 1.
No, it was Baby Won't You Light My Fire, something. Come on, baby, light my fire.
I do
You know what I mean?
that is my voice, to be honest. The unique thing about performing Jim, when I sing his songs,
Uh-huh.
that's my voice. I don't actually mimic his. My voice sounds, five
Well, then
to
maybe you should start with the
1
Morrison, but maybe you
No.
should start with the Morrison then, because if you already are starting to hear your voice in there, but you have to pick something again that's easy and effortless, there's no strain. I wouldn't do anything in tenor. I would stick with the bass and baritone. Wherever your voice can work the easiest with minimal effort. You want easy, minimal, easy, easy, easy. And then practice, and you'll see where you shine it. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the world on fire. I know a little something.
No, as I extend this, like I did with Draven, Heather, I only had one dream when I finally did walk away. I'm more creative. If somebody has music they put in front of me, something creates words instantly, and I just had a dream of hearing a song on the radio, where I helped create lyrics even, and that would be an honor before my time was up. And if God gave me that opportunity to put words into a song and somebody else was performing it, I know that I would feel fulfilled. But yes, as for performing, I'm hoping to do other things with my book, helping people with the Great American Recovery Initiative, helping people with the disease of addiction is really what I think my purpose is. As for performing and singing, if that happens, it happens. It really wasn't my extreme, want in life anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I know what again.
Well, I'll say this. I'll put my contact information in there, and if you'd like to tap in with me every now and again and say, like, what I would do is I would pretty much, like, you could check in with me. I would give you homework and say you to work on these things, and then every now and again you could tap in with me and say, hey, this is what I've been working on. This is what worked, what didn't. You are right about this. I like this better, and then I'll give you some more homework for stuff to work on to help you do that. You could tap in with me every now and again, and I could
And it
give you a little
doesn't mean
coaching
I'm
or
not
something.
too old to do it, right, Heather? I mean, heck, I might be up there performing in between the once in a
You
while.
could be 100 years. Look, Stephen, you could
I
be
know,
100 years old, and I would still help you. I would help you
thank you.
because everybody singing it's a personal thing. It's a
That's a
healing
God.
thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a God gift. So if that's something that's in your heart and you haven't been able to get it, I love to help people get that back.
Thank you.
I've
Me
had
too.
vocal breaks and was still able to sing, but I got my vocal break back. I got it back. So
My
that's why the vocal repair, yeah, the coaching
that was
is
the first blessing I
pretty.
was given in 6th grade. Thank you, Heather. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to put that in the chat.
I'm going to take it now. Thank you.
Okay.
I do get talkative with my Asperger's and my autism. I'm just excited right now, so I shared with Draven. I don't deny I'm taking all this information in, so it's
Certainly. I get a little slightly ADD when I get excited, so that's okay. I don't mind at all. But I'm going to do my Instagram, and then I'm going to give you my email and just contact me.
mine. At some point, you guys will see the Live Through the Fear that I'm working on my book, and I do have an incorporation. I'm working on my registered trademark, and I don't want to launch until after 2027. So I'm focusing on my mental health first.
As you should.
Yes.
It's like an epidemic. The mental health and the emotional intelligence, everybody needs to work on.
Right.
Everybody does. Everybody, it's like a personal journey, but we can always improve that. You know what I mean? Because everybody goes through something.
I'm honored that many are inspired by the conversations I have with them and really want me out there doing it now. But I have to be very conscientious of if I'm in the wrong environment and I were to say or behave or do something, like we've seen other artists, just like Will Smith recently, like we saw Kevin not to get to perform in the Oscars, which was a dream of his, all because some of his comedy back in the days was acceptable, but now society saw it as not respectable. And so I want to be very conscientious before I'm out there. So thank you, Heather. Yeah, like I shared with Draven, at almost 60, I'm wanting to approach this. I was a self-sabotage. At 15 years old, I won first prize with junior distributors. And that prize was me and another boy were taken in a van and molested. And that caused me the rest of my life. As soon as I was close to success, I've always self-sabotaged, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. I tend to think now that I always wonder why I didn't make it sooner, and be in the position where I was at now. But I think I was protected, so I didn't have to. There was a lot of that going on with men and women, boys and girls, and I think I was protected from that.
Well,
When I was in the only female band, even in 2015, we got we got to talk with a friend of mine. She actually put on the R&B at the lake yesterday. But anyways, she was my friend and my old manager, almost my handler, really to try to help me because she saw how valuable I was. And they brought me into the all female band and they gave us a talk about going to the party, and it was the Diddy party. You know, we were gonna go to a Diddy party and then don't leave the room, stay with the group. Pairs of tools. If you got to go to the bathroom, do not leave your friend. Stay outside the stall. Go in the stall. Like, don't leave your friend for anything. Don't leave with a celebrity. Don't smoke a drink after nobody. Watch your drink. If you leave something, if anybody gets too close to your drink, put it down and get a new drink. Like, seriously.
well, I thought my path was being a plumber and a renovation specialist for over 33 years of my life. That's all it was a very successful. However, in 2022, they found all these strokes and damage, and then I was isolated in depression, and then I had a new God said something different, and now here I am, and I thank you guys for the inspiration.
Very nice to meet you. I put my information in the chat. Please take that down. Send me a message with some of your
Yes.
contact information, and then, like I said, like check in with me, and then pick your songs, and you could I'll give you some homework to do, and you can work on your your vocals. I think that'll bring you some personal joy. I think that's also will help you with some relief because singing lets out so much emotion that you can you connect with the songs and you let out pain, you let out trauma, you let out all the things.
No, and as you stated, bear in mind at the age of 11, I used to walk the streets and sing a cappella and just create songs. And now we have the wonderful gift of being able to, I use my recording on my phone and I record a lot of different stuff and have ideas. And hopefully, like you
We're gonna
said,
get that changed for you. It ain't gonna be a phone long, big dog. As long as you mess around with me.
right now I do have a lot of content and I'm working on a registered trademark. I'm working on 2 books. I even have a movie idea called Locked In at My Age, which is a really funny movie idea. I have a lot of wonderful stuff. I'm working on balancing that out without procrastinating. So I have to separate it periodically. But I've already, the idea, Heather, was so that I could do this over I committed to 2 years on my book because I can't force my book. It's an overlay style that's never been done. Even other people are very intrigued. It's 8-year trauma, 8-year joy, 8-year of how I look back on it. Then it's another 8-year trauma, 8-year joy, 8-year trauma. So 8 to 15, 15 to 23, 23 to 31, 31, 39, 39, 47. I'm breaking it up into chapters, but each chapter has 8 years of trauma, then 8 years of the joys I found in those years. and then how I'm looking back at it at the age I am now. It's an
Wow.
overlay that's never been done before. And a lot are very intrigued by that idea. So many already want my book before I'm finished with it. So I'm not giving up. It's just, but each time I write the trauma, it's been a little challenging to recognize the joyous moments. So that takes a couple months in between sometimes, not always, but you know what I mean? I have to decompress. So then I shift to writing the other book. A pain shared is a pain lesson. There's a lesson there because they want me to personalize that book. At first, it was just going to be more of a self-help style book, Heather. However, many have felt it would be nicer for me to really personalize it about me.
You're gonna help people. You're gonna help people. So you're gonna help heal people. But let me ask you this: when you do the decompressing, what steps are you taking? Are you? I feel like if I've been told this, okay, if you're not doing the salt baths, you should be doing the salt baths, showers, and rinsing it off in between sessions, scrubbing down and spiritually rinsing everything off, and imagine everything going off. Doing the salt baths with just Epsom salts and any essential oil that you particularly like is fine. You can do a candle, you can do soft music with that if you like, but definitely you need the Epsom salt baths. It's a spiritual bath. You need that after every session with that. Um, if somebody does like either Reiki or the healing or a massage, going to I want to say a salt cave. I keep seeing a salt cave, stuff like that. Those kind of things I think would be beneficial for you to help with the release. The water is a very great place to release. Swimming, bathing, ocean, lake, salt
Yeah,
bath.
the ocean out
Shower.
here is where I write on a bench. I recite. I'm doing an audio book version really for AI to write it because I can't sit with pen and paper. My hand starts to hurt too much.
Yeah,
So
releasing into the water. Even if you soak your feet in like the Epsom salts or something like
yeah,
that.
no,
Or
holistic
like if
medicine.
someone gave you or somebody gave you like a man pedicure, like you don't put anything on there, but just like the scrub, the soak, the massage thing, the hot towel. You know what I mean? That all that like just releasing it, the stress.
No, I appreciate it. I'm hopefully I just moved to Lehigh, Fort Myers, Florida in April, and so I'm still just adjusting to the move after 54 years of Orlando. I'm headed to a convention in Daytona this weekend. I just got back for the convention on iDrive July 4th. I fellowship a lot with my 12-step program, me and my sponsor, and I got a big network. So I do thank you. Yes, I'm working on getting a behavioral health specialist down here for me to do weekly sessions with them. And then, so I am putting things together right now
Yeah.
to doing the other parts of my life that'll keep me moving and motivated.
All
Well,
right,
the
pardon self,
challenge.
y'all. Pardon self, pardon self, pardon self. We've gotten a little bit off track. Today's Multimedia Marketing Monday. How you doing? My name is Trill Will. If you don't know who I am, this is my platform. We are definitely going to be doing some introductions if we haven't already done it. Thank you, Heather, for holding it down. Appreciate you. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Anybody want to introduce themselves at this time?
Hi,
Good morning, everybody.
I'm
I'm COM Young Rico. I'm a independent Chicago artist. Just want to stop by and see what this was all about. I'm ready to gain any type of jewels information and share information as well. I also do mentoring, dean work, and I'm a basketball coach as well. So it's a pleasure to meet everyone.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Pleasure. Who brought you on here, if you don't mind me asking?
Kermit.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool, cool, cool. Currently be bringing all kind of people on here. That's dope.
Yes,
Dope,
sir.
dope, dope. All right, did you drop your social media and stuff in the chat? Because that's protocol. I just want to make sure everybody understands protocol. If we're going to be in the meetings, that is what it's for, is the network, and to use it as an engagement think tank. And so we use the chat box. So when we come in, we put all our information in the chat, so
Most
that way
definitely.
people can follow you and interact with your content, and
Yes, sir.
just in general see what you got going on. Like I
Will
just
do.
did. Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem,
Anybody
brother.
else want to introduce themselves? I heard somebody else talk. Anybody else want to introduce themselves to the family?
It was me.
I can introduce myself. I'm in a little busy setting right now, but my name is Draven. I'm a cinematographer, videographer, photographer for JFM Media. Uh, I make short films. Any type of photography you need, I can do it. Weddings, whatnot. Get at me. I'll drop my Instagram down at the bottom. But you know what it is. God first, family second, money third.
Yes, sir. In that order. And who was the other person? I'm sorry, there was a female that I heard, and I didn't see who it was.
I'm just saying hello to everybody.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Oh, okay, okay, I understand that.
I mean, I think everybody on the call already know me, so I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Everybody, for those that don't know me.
Well, we pack just what we call our 20-second elevator pitch, and so sometimes when you have important people, you only have 10 to 20 seconds to get to the point of why they should care who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's all this is a good practice, and not even for nothing, but you'll never be know. There'll be people in here that don't know who you are. Like I know for sure, Miss Lala, she hasn't talked to you, I don't believe. And she's in here now, and she's a very important person, and that's somebody that I feel like you should actually link with. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't talked to that I'm aware of. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely some people in here, and you can't always kind of say like, oh, well, I already know all these people, because you don't never know. People pop in and pop out, and so that's just to give you a little bit of advice on that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll
How you?
introduce myself. My name is Samaj. I go by the Kinky Chef. I am a real live chef, went to culinary art school, but I'm also an artist. I was added to the call by Mr. Lee. Thank you so much for having me. I am working my new single called Spanglish. It is a crossover record, reaches a lot of genres. I've performed it at several FIFA events so far. It's got a lot of motion to it. So hopefully you guys get to hear it and you like it. I will be touring this month. I don't know where everyone is. It's my first time being on the call. So nice to meet you. I will be in Dallas for August 15th through the 17th. I can't come early if there's anything going on that I could possibly be a part of. I'm starting this tour with this company from August 15th all the way up until August 27th. And I'll be hitting Florida, Orlando, Jacksonville, Atlanta, North and South Carolina. So yeah, Dallas is where I'm starting, but I live in Houston. So if anybody wants to connect, please drop your socials and I will follow you and connect with you.
Yeah, I dropped my socials in the chat, and I'm in Florida, so definitely tap
I will
in.
be in Dallas. I will be in Dallas that weekend. My mom comes in like the 13th, and I'm gonna be in there that weekend. I think it's like the 14th through the 16th. We're leaving on the
All right, so
16th, Sunday to Sunday. So I will be in Dallas. I was trying to have a spot trip with the girls, but I'm looking to do any business meetings, whatever. We should definitely link up. And then if you're available in September, I would love you to come out for my Stickle Sullivan on September the 25th.
Absolutely. I'm in Houston, so it's just a little drive, no problem.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop all that information. I'll give that update when it's my turn. But I'm gonna link in with you. I'm gonna redrop my info, and I'm just gonna share my cell. But make sure if you're new to me with this cell, I don't always drop my cell. Make sure you text me and tell you who you are. That I met you at GFL meeting, and then why we're connecting. Okay, that's what I need because I get
Okay.
1,000 messages, and I'm not gonna know who the hell you are or why I need to be talking to you.
It
So
makes
that's
perfect
all I'm
sense to
saying.
me. I got you.
all right, so all right, Miss Lala.
Oh, hello everyone. Yes, I'm Lala Madness News. I have Lala's Music Media. I deal with artist consulting, um, artist labels, and all the people that need to know all of the real stuff going on in the industry related to registration, art, music releases, all of that stuff as well. Also on the music and film side. So I deal with a lot from the independent artists all the way up to the major. And everything is popping right now. Just released. Them numbers is going through the roof too. Got almost 10,000 streams on my prison artists that I'm doing this little experiment. So I do have some artists in prison as well, and then tied in with some compilations. We dropping music. So now I'm finally, instead of being everybody else's part of everybody else's stuff and helping everybody else along the way, starting different projects. I'll actually be now the face now. I'm going back in radio and podcasts, and I was on about 14 platforms previously, so I'm going back into that. I did a social experiment to determine what the independent artists need versus or where they're operating at versus what the majors are doing. So now that that's all wrapped up, I'll be focusing on a lot of the artist development and things of that nature as well later on in the year, as well as moving around. Yeah, right now registration got me bogged down because that's the thing. A lot of the artists release music, but they don't know about the registration part of it that goes along with that to even qualify for Billboard or you being registered properly as an artist for all of the stuff that goes along with counting everything for real. So, yes, you guys can reach out to me on IG. I'm at Lala News 3, LALANEWS3. I'll also drop it in the chat. My website is lalasmusicmedia.com. Also, I am waiting on my registration to come back for Lignaggio ENT Consultants, which is going to be handling a lot of the higher tier label level stuff or stuff with with bigger budgets. But yes, so tap in with me, holla at a player, and yes.
Yeah, then please mute your mic if you're not talking. Hey, Dre, mute your mic, bro. Dre, mute your mic, bro.
God willing, God willing.
Hey, Dre.
All right. Yeah.
Uh, anyway, yes, thank you. And that's why I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to talk. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can know who you are.
Oh, why? Thank you, thank you. My bad. I was in between calls and registering. It's going down over here. So
Yeah,
my
I know.
bad.
Talk to us about your artists that you got that are incarcerated right now. I want to talk about it.
Well, they just released a project with Project Pat, Glaze Conway. It's called Blood, but it's featuring Frostman Brilliant, Project Pat, and Glaze Conway. So that's out. That's doing very well. It's Rude Boy Acarelli. So that is really popping off. They somehow do have budgets and they're able to retain me on a monthly to do what I need to do and also put towards their artist budget. And so, and believe it or not, the prison industry has a very large networking community going on there. So any artist that ain't got their music in JPay, I suggest you get it in there because, you know.
Right.
It's going down in there for real. On top of course, you're moving around in interviews and regular promotional stuff. So that's actually going. I don't know how he's able to record this music. I don't know how he's able to do half the things that he does, but it gets to me and I register it and release it. That's what's going on here. And it's actually going very well. Now we picking through the next project to release, but he does have major features. He's able to pay for his major features. I make sure all the clearances and everything is handled and the releases are done properly. He even got, his artist registration number. So he's actually officially in the system, but he's in prison. So I don't know how, he's there, but a lot of the artists aren't. And that's because I handle that. But it's
magic, huh? Magical shit.
And I'm like, I just posted this morning, like, please don't let my prison artists outdo y'all because, and it's really a matter of what is not known as far as just making sure it's done right, and it can work wonders, especially on the comeback. Everything y'all invest financially should be able to be got back in the ways that you should be collecting your stuff anyway. So. Yeah, it's going good. About to see what's about to happen with the Dayton family. My homeboy E-Dirt from AWOL. They dropping music too. I just saw that. So I'm gonna see what we about to do about this tour because they funded the Enchanted tour. They had me jump on and go to the Charlotte stop with them a couple years ago before she passed. So I'm about to see what we about to do tour wise because I got the brains and they got the money. So
Right, exactly. That's how that shit goes.
but yeah. But y'all tap in with me. Anybody that needs some real stuff, holla at the player.
Congratulations, congratulations, Lala.
Ready.
On what happened?
Hey, hey.
I was just saying,
Hey,
I do want to just thank you guys. Of course, I'm really new to this. I started a webpage, but I haven't finished it. I did incorporate at Sunbiz back last year. I did my annual report. It's called Live Through the Fear. Of course, I'm also doing an autobiography, a book of my life story. A second book, Live Through the Fear, Pain, Share Pain, Lesson. There's a lesson there. I also have a movie idea, that I'm slowly trying to create. Also, like with Heather, my singing, my music, my comedy, a lot of merchandise ideas. I just have a very creative mind, but I became disabled and on disability fixed income. Of course, many of these companies today, they want me to pay them, say they guarantee me a bestseller. But I thank you guys, and hopefully someone can help me. I want to build a web page, but I just thank you guys for having me today. Thanks for letting me be here.
I'm sorry. What's your name again, sir? Because I didn't get your name.
Stepan. It's Stephan. I'm the originator and creator of a platform called Live Through the Fear. I do have an incorporation, my company, and I'm working on my registered trademark. And I want to put it in a QR code before I start my merchandise so that it can be on all my merchandise, my business cards, and my platform. I have a lot of other original content and even my comedy, my shirt ideas and things. But before I launch, I have to, of course, accomplish the registered trademark it. And then before the book comes out, many companies today, before they copyright your book, many of these copyright companies, they're very harsh about, before your book and even my comedy and my other creative ideas, I have to protect my content. So even me performing my reels and putting some of the stuff out in social media, in order for me to become self-sustaining again in my life, it's very important that I protect that legalities. I did a lot of business law as a contractor and a plumber around the country, energy. I've been in 140 cities in 40 states, even in the prisons. I do H&I for my fellowship, public relations with my fellowship with Congress, state representatives. And I'm just grateful to be here. Yes, I get long-winded. I didn't realize with Heather. Thank you, guys.
Who brought you under this call?
Draven invited me. I met him last night, and I'm just honored that he gave me this opportunity. I've been isolating a lot, and I want to get out of my isolation and do something with my life.
Okay, great.
Just to piggyback on what he said as far as registering all of your works and stuff that you're doing online, if you know how to convert those over and get your ISRC codes and do your proper registration as a podcaster, then you might can get paid for some of that. But that's another level of stuff there.
Yes, as I've already have an attorney I've spoken to a few times. Like many want me to go out and do open mic, for example. And yes, I've already found ways to make sure that even on social media, when I announce this is my original material, even if it goes on social media, anybody else that starts trying to use it, they actually have to compensate me. I'm the originator and creator of.
Good, as long as you know the protocol for that. That's the point.
If I perform a joke that I wrote, I have the right to be paid, but it's a copywriting. If others take certain things from us, if it becomes like Get Her Done with Larry, with Jeff Foxworthy, I have a lot of mentors out there that have shared information. But I thank you guys. That's why I came in today.
Yes.
I don't know how to build my Instagram. I don't know how to build my X. But most places want me to pay them. Hopefully, I'll come up with the funding eventually. But I just thank you guys for your information and your knowledge.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you. Anybody else want to introduce themselves? I know Ms. Gina said she wanted to, but I know she might have ran out of time. That's okay. Does anybody else want to introduce themselves?
Hi, Trill. This is Felicia Henry. I'm with Hip Stars Entertainment. I just wanted to come on here and say hello. I am from Dallas, Texas, and I managed the artist Jay Hen, and he just recently released a song called "Gonna Get Yours," and it is presently climbing up the DRT chart. Is at number 8 right now. And he also has a song called "Loving the Money" that he did with an artist featured called, his name is Oh Boy Prince. He's with GS Boys. And right now that has over 1 million streams just on YouTube alone. But we're just, looking to learn whatever we can from this call. And I appreciate everyone on here. And I put my Instagram for myself and him in the chat. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. She's a very consistent person. She's been here since she started coming in. She's been coming in almost every time. So we appreciate consistency over here at GFM, which stands for God First, Family Second, Money Third. We appreciate you. Anybody else want to introduce themselves that has not had the opportunity to do so, or have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Also, Trill, I wanted to say that we are working with Kermit the Superstar Maker, and he is amazing.
Absolutely. Yes. Shout out to Kermit. He's here recording our calls so we can multitask and get things done. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate him. It's definitely big time. Anybody else would like to introduce themselves?
Have I tapped in with you? Have we tapped in together yet?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the lady that was just on here in Dallas with the entertainment company.
Oh, hi. What was that?
Hey, I'm Heather Banks. You said that you're located in Dallas. I'm here in Shreveport. So I'm looking
from
to
Shreveport.
anybody. Are you?
Yeah.
I would love you to tap in. I'm going to have a sickle cell event. Let me introduce myself then. So you'll know who I am. I'm Heather Banks. I'm the CEO of Dreammakers. I have an independent record label. I do music and audio production. On the music side, I found I enjoy audio engineering. I do anything vocal related, vocal production, vocal repair, vocal coaching. If I do the mix and master, I want it professionally done where I'm just doing like a real mix in a master, and I don't want to do all the cleanup work. So if that's the case, I don't want to do that. I found that out. On the audio side, I hold the boom mic with the movies. I also act and model. I just got back from Atlanta Fashion Week 2 weeks ago, so I'm looking to do New York Fashion Week and some other things. I don't know if I've been selected, but I put in for the alopecia in September 5th and 6th, if you know about that. And then let's see, I said music, movies, modeling, and then I'm a sickle cell advocate. So I have 3 children with sickle cell disease, and I do my annual show up and show up for sickle cell. I'm looking for people to tap in. We're looking for partners with sponsorships. We have Adopt a Day in the month of September. You adopt a calendar day to sponsor sickle cell, and we will showcase your business, your nonprofit, your church, or whatever your organization is. You give us $100, and we use those proceeds to put on our sickle cell events in the months of September. On Friday, I've secured Pomoja Art Center. They'll be showing my sickle cell art case. It's a traveling artwork that's been at the New Jersey Museum of Art. It's currently at the Boston Museum of Art. It'll come to Shreveport it's for the month of September, and then goes global for Amsterdam. We've got digital art, and I'll be also looking for physical art from those that have the trait or disease, or if they're like caregiver supporter for sickle cell, we'll allow them to also do artwork and submit that physical art. We're looking for the state of Louisiana. So we can trying to get Louisiana on the map as far as that goes. I do work in TV and film out here. I know Wade Marshall. I'm in with all that kind of stuff. So, and then the politics for the sickle cell we do. But I'm looking for people to tap in for that. It's the 25th, September the 25th is when we're going to be having our basically our talent showcase. Singers, rappers, actors, comedians. If you play an instrument like Q Major that does like the violin or saxophone, we accept you. We're also looking for dancers like steppers, hip hop dancers, or like a dance troupe, something like that. We're accepting all of that. It'll be a variety show. We're having a sickle cell fashion show. We're looking for food vendors that want to come out. We'll be charging a small fee, and then you'll be making all the profit. But we want to have obviously the proceeds are to help put on the events with the sickle cell. And Sickle Cell Disease Association will be there with their information, and we're going to be having a blood drive there as well. That's on that September the 25th, and then the 26th and the 27th, we'll be having a screening at a location and a panel discussion on sickle cell with a sickle cell filmmaker that we're looking to fly out, as long as we can get the funding for that. And that'll be that Saturday and Sunday, the 26th and the 27th. So that's what we're doing for the month of sickle cell. That calendar is going to have all the sickle cell events that are happening in Louisiana. We're looking to tap in with everyone in the state and put out all the sickle cell activities in the month of September, so that no matter where you're at in Louisiana, you can go attend a sickle cell event and show your support. So that's what we have for you guys. I have opened the 29th, from the 1st to the 29th of the calendar. We already had somebody tap in, and the 30th is taken already for the sponsorship. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, I put my information in there, my Instagram, my email, and my personal cell phone number. So again, if you want to tap in with that, we would love to have you for anything that we've mentioned, and that's who I am.
All right, thank you, Heather. We appreciate it. Anybody else would like to introduce themselves that has not introduced themselves or would like to make an announcement or anything like that? Dre, have you introduced yourself? Dre is not listening right now. Okay, cool. Art, have you introduced yourself, Art?
Oh yeah, what's going on, man? Yep, this is Art. I'm an independent recording artist from the city of Detroit, Michigan. This is my company. This is Art. Follow me on Instagram. All social media is the same. I had put it in the chat so y'all can tap in. We doing music, videos. We got the new single out. I'm on a meeting today through Kermit. He had sent me the link on the text message. So that's how I got hip to the meeting and know what's going on. So, yeah, my name is Art Arterius. My mama named me Arterius. Stage name A Train. Like I say, independent recording artist from the city of Detroit, Michigan, and that pretty much sums it up.
All right, cool. Anybody else want to introduce themselves? Thank you for coming on, by the way. If you're new on here, we got quite a few new people on here today. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Anybody else got any comments, questions, or concerns? Because we are getting to the close of the day, and then tomorrow we'll be back on 11:30 a.m. Does anybody have any comments, questions, or concerns before I give it over to Heather to wrap it up?
Hey, Trill, I have something to add. This is Treasure.
Hi.
Hi. So if I heard Heather and someone else said that they will be in the Dallas Fort Worth area. It's around the 15th or something like that next week. So I have a community event that I will be assisting and coordinating and hosting with 97.9 The Beat and the Reunion Radio and a couple of other community advocates that's putting together the 817, which is the Fort Worth community event. So we are looking for artists that's willing to come out and perform. To me, it's good exposure to get the music out and for other people in other cities to know who you are, and to also network with other people that's going to be there. So if anybody is out in the Fort Worth area that week on the 8/15, get with me. Let's network.
That actually will be staying. My mother's got a hotel. They're having a Mary Kay convention, and it's actually in Fort Worth. And like I said, she's flying in on I believe that 13, which is a Thursday. We're leaving out that Friday morning to come out there for the weekend, and she comes back on the Sunday. So I can come and perform. I am also an artist. I sing and I rap. So I had to figure out what song or two songs of that I put out that I want to do or whatever. Um, then I also can bring my sickle cell pamphleteer as well to represent with Northwest Louisiana Sickle Cell Disease Association. If you want me to have some sickle cell information out there, since you're doing like community awareness, and then that may be able to help me, tie in when I do my meet and greet. Hey, I've got my sickle cell information. I'm having my sickle cell event in September. Y'all should come tap out. I'm an artist, but I also do this as well. Y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely could do that. Put me on the list, and then we'll like, put
Hey,
me on the list. I'll come perform in that.
in the spirit of
You don't
multimedia
you don't
marketing
have to
Monday.
perform if you don't want to either. It's so much of come out and network and meet other people.
I'm
And
definitely gonna come out
yeah,
network and show face, tap in. But yeah, you can put me on the list and I'll do a song out there. I got another Broken Sword song coming out. He just sent me another track. And I put out I've been performing my I Like song, so maybe that's what I perform, and maybe I do like a Broken Sword where I sing, I play the track and I sing with that. So you got his part in there. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I do have a couple solo songs as well that I could perform. So you can put me on the list. If nothing else I could do, I like because the solo song I did that also in Atlanta, and people really enjoyed that track. So
okay, I'll get with you in your inbox.
Hi,
all right,
Treasure. This is
absolutely.
Kinky. I was on the call with you last night as well. So nice to see you again. So yes, I definitely want to tap in. I was the other person that said that they'll be in the Dallas area during those dates.
Now you gonna cook something kinky, or you gonna bring one of them kinky treats with you?
Listen, we're gonna have to talk about that because I'm driving from Houston, so we're gonna have to talk about how we can work that out. If I can come a day before, I probably will have time to cook something, but You know, I don't play no games in the kitchen. You ain't getting no box or nothing. Everything is authentic and chef's kiss good. So I have to put a lot of love into my food, keep up my reputation.
Okay, cool. I'll send you my information and we can link up.
Yes, please let me know so I can put it in the calendar.
I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Well, I'll send you my information. You can send me a plane ticket. I can be your treat.
Wow. Okay, that's
Sorry.
inappropriate. I'm sorry, sir. That's very
I didn't
inappropriate.
mean it in the wrong context. I meant laughter, humor, love, kindness. Sorry.
Hey, I didn't take it out of context. I took it as a sense of humor, man. Believe me.
Well, I'm the kinky chef. I'm used to that type of talk. So y'all ever see my podcast? I be going crazy on there. So
Sir, I didn't
I'm
mean
used to
I just want everybody to maintain a respectful level because it can get out of hand quickly. So I have to keep it there. So,
Yes, sir. It wasn't. I apologize.
all good.
Absolutely. So did I join too late to have you guys hear my record? I was just wondering. It's almost 12 o'clock my time.
Today's Multimedia Marketing Monday, and so we don't play music on Monday. We usually play music on Friday.
Oh,
So,
now I know. Thank you so much.
yes, ma'am. But you can come network here Monday through Friday, though. We're here Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern. I know you're in a different time zone, so that'll be what 10:30 a.m. Central, and then what 12 p.m. Central. So on your end. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. Heather, you want to go ahead and take us out? Because I do got some important, urgent things that I have to handle. So we're gonna end a little early today. Okay. Heather, do you want to take us out real quick?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me get this chat right quick. I see that the information's in the chat. Let me do a screenshot right quick, Trill. Hold on 1 second. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah. And then while I'm doing it, where is she? I just saw Treasures on here. Here you go, Treasure. Okay, come on, screenshot.
Okay. Does anybody else have any comments while we're waiting on Miss Heather to get it together? Does anybody else have any comments, questions, or concerns concerning the meeting or anything you heard in the meeting? If you missed the contact information, we're usually pretty good about giving people contact information outside of the meeting as well.
With my autism, I hope you guys will know that any of my commenting, it was never intended in any way, shape, or form. My mother was such an amazing woman. I hear treat, I think snack, I think fun, I think laughter. So I hope you appreciate it. I don't mean to. I'm sorry if it came the wrong way.
Yes, sir. You're fine.
All right, so I don't know if I did we were about to take it out. My quick update was I secured the Pomoja Art Center for Sickle Cell Friday. I spoke with the mayor's wife, Shreveport, for almost 3 hours on Friday. She's highly supportive of my sickle cell. We did I went to the LSU health event, and I may be securing that location for our opening ceremony at LSU with the artist Nazir, who's in the film, with the sickle cell filmmaker that we're having at the art screening, the film screening. I went to the white party on Saturday. That was great. With Punch Towler, and got to see Louisiana in a different sense on the water. It's almost like Miami between the pavilion. We went to the private island. Miss Jacqueline Scott, a famous lawyer out here. We were at her pavilion, and then we went to the private island, which is only accessible by boat. It was very amazing. And then R&B on the Lake, I supported my friend Crystal Woodford, who works in the TV and film industry, one of my best friends. And we supported her. I also got to speak with Orville Howe, who recently won an award for Showboys. And his son is helping me get education for my sickle cell venue. He said he's in support of that, and if there's anything he can do, he'll help me secure the location. That is my update for this past weekend. It was absolutely wonderful. And when we were on the dock yesterday, it looked like Miami, is what I can tell you.
We gotta get up out of here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you gotta go. Okay, well, anyways, wrapping it up. Everybody unmute your mic so we can take it out. We're going to say that I want to see us all at the top. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Everybody's going to say in unison that the bottom is way too crowded. GFM. So that's the only part we're going to say because the bottom is way too crowded. We'll shout out GFM and everybody in the building, okay? So unmute your mics.
Yeah, let's go. You can.
All right. All right, I want to see us all at the top. 1, 2, 3. Because the bottom
Is
is
way too crowded.
crowded.
Big deal.
Yes.
Big GFM.
Hey, shout out to
Yeah, big
EFM.
GFM in the
yeah.
building. We got
It's
Lala Madness news. We got
Extra
Kelvin
strange.
Franklin in the
Man,
building. We
big
got
shout out
King
to
Yeah.
Coke in the
Will,
building. True Will,
Stefan,
Dreammakers,
and
Art.
shout out
We
to
got
Heather
Franklin
Green.
Smile,
Music
Shout out
Group,
to Grade
Cloud
A.
Will
Dre.
Greg,
All them boys, big
GFM,
GFM.
West, Smiley,
What
you know what
going
I'm saying?
on?
Smiley by Dre.
We
Hey,
got
Shout out to Coach.
Steven. We
appreciate y'all.
got
Brown
Hipstar
Bear.
Entertainment. Kermit the Superstar.
Y'all be
COML
safe out there,
Rico.
100.
GFM Helix.
Appreciate
We
it.
got Greg
Y'all
in the
see y'all
building.
tomorrow.
Y'all tomorrow, bro. Peace to all the
Y'all
Mike
guys.
tomorrow.
Lee.
Y'all do some
TTF.
God bless.
networking,
Everybody.
man.